Imagine a future where the very building blocks of AI, its data, aren't just collected from the real world, but are intelligently well manufactured. We're seeing this rapid acceleration. AI research and deployment, they're projected to leap from just proof of concept stuff to really foundational infrastructure level technologies, like in the next 5 years.
It's a massive shift.
Yeah, and it's not just about tweaking things. It feels like it's about fundamentally reshaping industries, influencing policy, even changing, your daily life.
Definitely.
So this deep dive is the third in our series looking at 10 key developments driving this change. We've already covered foundation model as a service, FMAs, basically making big AI models accessible, and self-supervised robotics, getting machines to learn with less human help.
Right, setting the stage.
Exactly. And today we're tackling number 3, AI-generated synthetic data platforms. So the core idea, AI training data that isn't from human sources. What does this manufactured reality mean for us? Let's dive in.
It really is a transformative idea, and its implications, they stretch way beyond just how we gather data.
Okay.
We're really looking at a paradigm shift. It affects everything from, say, the speed of innovation, right through to some pretty deep new questions about what real information even means in the age of AI. It's definitely a pivotal moment.
Okay, so to really get why this is such a big shift, maybe let's start with the problem it solves. We always hear data is the new oil, right?
Yeah, that old chestnut.
But it seems like AI developers are kind of finding the wells are running dry.
Right.
The main issue is that a lot of advanced AI today, it's fed with data that humans have meticulously created and labeled. Think tag images, audio clips, videos.
Grunt work.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the truth is we're just rapidly running out of that high-quality human-labeled data. It's creating this huge bottleneck for building bigger, better AI.
Yeah.
A critical supply issue, really.
That nails it. That's precisely the problem. And this is exactly where synthetic data platforms come into play. These aren't just tools for, spitting out random data points. They're actually sophisticated end-to-end pipelines. They're designed specifically to create labeled synthetic images, audio, video, even structured tabular data.
So the whole package.
The whole package. And the real cleverness is how they do it. They use advanced generative AI like diffusion models and large language models, LLMs.
Diffusion models, that's the tech behind some of those amazing AI image generators, isn't it?
Exactly. They learn to create super realistic data by sort of refining noise, almost like sculpting from static. And LLMs, well, most people know them from things like ChatGPT. They generate the text or structured data. But here's the crucial part.
Okay.
These AI-generated outputs, they're then rigorously checked to ensure what we call statistical parity with real-world data.
Statistical parity. Okay, that sounds like the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Because if it's just made up data, how is it useful, right?
It's absolutely fundamental. Yeah. Statistical parity basically means that the synthetic data, even though it's artificial, accurately mirrors the statistical relationships, the patterns, the distributions you find in genuine real-world data.
Gotcha.
Without that parity, AI models trained on it would learn, misleading or just irrelevant stuff. They'd perform poorly when they actually faced real scenarios.
Oh, it has to feel real to the AI, statistically speaking.
Precisely. It's about making sure the synthetic data is truly representative. This lets the AI learn effectively without needing direct access to maybe sensitive or just plain scarce real human data. And while, early adopters are already using this now, 2024, 2025, we really expect this to be industry-wide by maybe 2026 to 2028. It's moving fast.
Wow. Okay, that timeline. That really makes it concrete. It's not some far-off sci-fi thing. It's practically around the corner. Deeply integrated soon.
Very soon.
All right, so now we know what it is. Let's get to the so what. Why does synthetic data matter so much? For businesses, tech, for us? Here's where it gets really interesting, I think.
Agreed.
First off, it just completely unlocks AI growth, doesn't it? The current reliance on gathering and, like you said, the grunt work of labeling human data, it's a massive bottleneck. It stops us building bigger, more complex AI. Synthetic data just blows that wide open.
It really does. And it's not just about growth potential. It fundamentally changes the economics of AI development.
How so?
Well, think about it. Data-intensive AI projects that were maybe just too expensive or complex before, suddenly they become viable. They become accessible to a much wider range of companies and researchers.
Right, lowering the barrier to entry.
Exactly. And beyond just speeding up innovation, there's this huge benefit: privacy compliance.
Ah, yes, always a big topic.
A massive one. By creating data from scratch, these platforms let organizations completely sidestep using real user data for training. This ensures they can adhere to increasingly strict privacy laws, GDPR, IPA, things like that.
Which is not just convenient, it's often legally required.
It's a legal and ethical must-have in many cases, and synthetic data gives you a clean way to address it.
And you mentioned speed earlier. It also dramatically shortens AI model development cycles.
Yes, significantly. And this is particularly vital when you're dealing with what we call rare events.
Okay, wait, what?
Well, imagine training an AI to spot a specific, incredibly rare genetic condition. Maybe only a few hundred known cases exist worldwide.
Right, trying to gather enough real data for that would be practically impossible.
Almost impossible, yeah. Synthetic data can generate thousands of statistically valid examples of that rare condition, filling those critical gaps. It accelerates innovation in areas that were just stuck before because of data scarcity.
Okay, that's powerful.
And for businesses, for researchers, these advantages translate directly into, faster time to market, fewer regulatory headaches, and the ability to tackle problems that were simply unsolvable before. It's about democratizing access to the data needed for cutting-edge AI.
Let's make this even more real. Let's explore how it plays out in specific areas. Healthcare seems like a prime example, with privacy being so critical.
Absolutely. Healthcare is a perfect case study. Imagine development teams trying to train an algorithm, say, to identify a rare disease from scans, but they just don't have enough real-world examples. Or maybe interpreting really complex medical images where tiny details matter, but the pool of actual cases is small and patient confidentiality is absolutely non-negotiable.
Yeah, you can't just share those scans freely.
Exactly. And this is where synthetic data generation offers a truly powerful solution. It can create countless artificial examples that perfectly preserve the vital statistical relationships found in those few real data sets.
But crucially, without revealing any individual patient information.
Precisely. Zero patient data is exposed.
Yeah.
This is incredibly valuable for healthcare AI, where privacy rules would otherwise just block access to the necessary training data.
So instead of using actual sensitive patient records, you generate statistically similar but totally artificial data that still captures all the important medical details.
That's the goal. And this capability also extends into research and development. Researchers can use synthetic data sets to, say, simulate clinical trial outcomes based on past patterns.
Interesting.
Or optimize how they select patients for studies, test different statistical methods, even model how treatments might affect various populations, all before committing huge resources to real trials.
So it's like a sophisticated sandbox for medical research.
A very sophisticated, privacy-preserving sandbox. Plus, it lets healthcare organizations share important findings for research or public health while completely safeguarding patient privacy by using these synthetic data releases instead of real data.
It feels genuinely impactful. You can see the potential to save lives or improve diagnosis, all while upholding privacy. Okay, let's pivot. How about our daily lives, home and service industries?
Well, for service industries, synthetic data offers this amazing ability to replicate all sorts of customer behaviors, preferences, interactions.
Without using my actual data.
Without using your actual data for the initial training, yes. This means companies can develop highly customized, targeted services and marketing strategies, but with a much stronger foundation of privacy and trust.
So they're essentially building like a digital twin of general customer behavior, but not my specific behavior, to train their systems.
Yeah.
That's a neat way to personalize things.
It is. It allows for much better personalization while respecting privacy boundaries, and it also lets them generate data for situations where real data is just scarce or non-existent.
Ah, like the rare events thing again.
Exactly. Think about training self-driving cars. How do you get enough data for extreme weather like a sudden blizzard in Arizona?
Right. Doesn't happen often.
Or think about customer service AI, training it to handle really uncommon, weird problems that only pop up once in a blue moon. Synthetic data lets you create thousands of examples of those rare but critical scenarios.
Leading to safer autonomous vehicles, or maybe customer service bots that don't just give you a canned response when your problem's unusual.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It leads to more robust, more reliable AI models overall. And beyond the quality aspect, you touched on this earlier, it sounds like a massive cost saver too.
Is it?
Oh, absolutely. Creating large, carefully labeled data sets the traditional way. It's notoriously expensive and incredibly time-consuming. Synthetic data generation is often dramatically cheaper and faster.
Removing a major barrier for smaller companies, maybe.
For companies of all sizes, really. It removes a significant hurdle. And those businesses that really figure out how to leverage synthetic data well, they'll gain a substantial competitive edge.
How so?
Because they can develop stronger, more precise AI models faster. This means better predictions, smarter decisions, quicker responses to market shifts. It ultimately strengthens their position.
The efficiency and the competitive boost seem clear. But let's talk scalability, because data isn't just quality, it's quantity too, right? And being able to grow is needed.
Yes, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, the scalability of synthetic data is possibly its most transformative feature for the long haul.
Really, more than privacy or cost.
In the long run, potentially, yes. AI-created synthetic data isn't just highly scalable and quick to generate. It's also relatively affordable and, crucially, eliminates the need for that laborious manual labeling.
Right.
This makes it an incredibly efficient answer to the growing data shortages we see everywhere. It basically creates an almost infinite potential supply of training data.
So instead of waiting for humans to label millions of images or even waiting to collect enough real-world examples, an AI can just whip up more relevant data whenever needed.
Pretty much on demand. That completely changes the pace of AI development. It's a different speed, a different volume altogether.
And what does that mean for the AI models themselves long term?
It's really about avoiding stagnation. AI models trained on a fixed data set tend to get, well, stale. They become less accurate over time as the real world changes around them.
Because their training data doesn't reflect the new reality.
Exactly. But a scalable AI system, one that's constantly fed fresh, relevant synthetic data, it can continuously update itself, learn new patterns, adjust to changes, and stay effective, all without needing these massive, expensive retraining projects every few months or years.
So it transforms AI from a static snapshot into more of a dynamic, continuously learning system.
That's a great way to put it, yes.
Okay, so the promise, the benefits, they're incredible. But now, let's unpack the challenges, because no powerful tech comes without potential pitfalls, right? This sounds amazing, but what are the hurdles?
You're absolutely right. There are significant hurdles, and we're really just starting to grapple with them as a society. One of the biggest is simply accuracy.
Making sure the fake data is real enough.
Exactly. Ensuring synthetic data genuinely reflects the complexities and nuances of real-world scenarios. Think back to those medical images. If you generate synthetic scans, you have to be certain that subtle signs of disease are represented accurately. Otherwise,
Your AI might miss things. Badly.
critically miss things, yeah. It's a fine line between useful replication and dangerous oversimplification or error. And closely related is model generalization.
Meaning?
Models trained only on synthetic data might perform brilliantly in their clean, controlled training environment, but then fail pretty hard when deployed in the messy, unpredictable real world.
The simulator versus reality problem. Like training a driver only on a perfect sunny day simulator and then throwing them into a chaotic real-world traffic jam during a storm.
Precisely. The nuances, the unexpected variations, they get missed. And then there's bias. This is a huge one.
Bias in, bias out, or worse.
Potentially worse. If the algorithms generating the synthetic data learned from biased real-world data initially, they might not just replicate those biases in the synthetic output.
They could amplify them.
They could amplify them, yes. Think about facial recognition again. If the initial data underrepresented certain groups, the synthetic data generator might learn that pattern and create even more data skewed towards the overrepresented groups. This just perpetuates or worsens existing biases in AI systems, leading to unfair or inaccurate outcomes.
That's a really serious concern, especially for critical applications.
Yeah.
And what about ownership? If an AI creates data, who owns it? Is that clear?
Not at all. Ownership is a really complex legal question right now, and it's largely unsettled.
So who could own it?
Well, is it the company that built the generator? Is it the people or organizations who provided the initial real data that the generator learned from? Could the AI itself theoretically have some kind of claim as the creator?
Wow.
These questions have huge legal and economic consequences, especially as this data becomes a valuable commodity. And this ties into the broader ethics around AI-generated data.
Like, should we even be doing this? Okay, that is definitely a lot to consider as we move forward with this. But despite the challenges, it seems undeniable that AI-generated synthetic data platforms are, well, actually groundbreaking solution. They directly tackle these huge issues of data scarcity and privacy.
They really do. This ability to create realistic, scalable data sets for AI training and research, it's set to become a cornerstone of the whole AI revolution, I believe. It's empowering organizations really everywhere to push the boundaries of what AI can do. It's moving us into a future where how we create and manage data is fundamentally different, enabling breakthroughs we're probably only just beginning to imagine.
So as synthetic data continues to shape AI's future, it leaves us with a really provocative thought, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Building on those challenges we just discussed.
Yes.
How do we, as a society, make sure that the benefits of this incredibly powerful technology are realized ethically and equitably, especially when the very reality our AI learns from is, well, increasingly manufactured?
That is the critical question, I think. Something for all of us to ponder as we navigate this brave new world of artificial intelligence.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back soon with more insights into the future of AI.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. Please feel free to click on the link in the description below to discover more podcasts.